I was wrong in doing what I did.
No! Are you listening?
Sean here, and in the latest Cas3y call, I think I finally figured out what it is that Lorne is lacking. I couldn't put my finger on it. We talk about everything else that he just can't do or that he does. But the one thing he is lacking is something we are all born with. I learned it when I was in the military. I learned it in professional development courses. And life just teaches you it as you go along. The call starts off with this reptilian, unrepentant, drunken pedophile getting frustrated. Now, I assumed it was something big, like she cheated on him, there was a massive fight, or Lorne had it in his head that she was fucking guys down in Florida, that she was having sex with everybody in California, but it turns out that he couldn't go out there. He had to cancel his plane ticket. That's not the point. He was angry because, number one, she didn't do what he told her to do. And number two, he didn't get what he wanted. But the real issue that I have with this call is his response to the whole thing. A desperate, rage-filled virgin like Lorne should be responding to adversity with the only woman in his life that is speaking to him in a capacity outside of mandatory or family. A registered sex offender who looks like a toad that has been run over and reanimated should be happy that a woman is speaking to him. He should have been happy that Cas3y was even trying. Yeah, he should have sounded a little disappointed maybe, but hopeful, like, it's okay. I'll get out there, things are gonna be great, but not Lorne. No. Again, he didn't get what he wanted and she didn't do what he told her to do. So he gets that cough. That cough we've discussed, where he's got the dry throat because his body reacts in such an extreme manner to any little spark that's going to cause him to rage. Backing up, Lorne should have learned a valuable tool when he was in the military, but I don't think he did. I don't think he's ever been able to use what we're about to talk about. I learned it when I was in the military. We all use it. We use it to figure out when we're in danger, when we're not wanted. I'm not talking about intuition. I'm talking about situational awareness. Examples of situational awareness would be going to a party. You can see and hear how many people are drunk. You can see how rowdy it is, how many people are there. If the party gets too big and it's too loud, you know the cops are going to come. And you usually delta out. If you're a female and you go to a party and there are way too many guys there and there are a bunch of drunk guys and they're aggressive, you're going to delta out. Jason Bourne in The Bourne Identity sitting across from Marie when he's telling her that guy can fight, that guy's got a gun in his truck, I can run this far. Talking about his abilities and his limitations and all of the things that are surrounding him that he can use to his advantage and things to watch out for. Lorne puts himself in these situations where the situational awareness should be going off, setting his alarm bells off. It's called reading the room. That's another name for it, especially in a professional environment, but we're talking about catfish Lorne. I still believe Lorne thinks there are two sides to the catfish. The actor and the part they are playing. And I think he's willing to look past the part they are playing because he believes that the other 50%, the woman behind the catfish, is going to fall in love with him. It's going to see the real him and realize, I don't have to act like this. What a catch he is. I don't know about you, but if I think I can't trust somebody, I'm not going to say to them, I don't know if I can trust you. Because if I have to say I don't know if I can trust you, I 100% don't trust you. I would never, under any circumstances, I gave you all my fucking trust in someone I've never met and that I can't verify their identity, and I don't even know if the images I've seen are of them. So back to situational awareness. This woman who's allowing him to come into her world, this actress, this successful actress. Now imagine Lorne shows up in California, like in the movies. He gets off the bus, maybe like Axl Rose did in the video for Welcome to the Jungle, or Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, or whatever. Lorne gets off the bus with those huge, dirty white shoes, dirty socks, that too long tank top, looking like Eggman, with the hat on most likely, or who knows, maybe he'd go bald in this one, with the glasses and those broken, crooked teeth, and he steps off into California. Just imagine, just picture that image, this cornball redneck stepping in to the California lifestyle. This beautiful actress, surrounded by beautiful, successful people, is inviting this guy with no prospects, no future, no money, looking like he does, into her world, knowing that she's going to be associated with him. Immediately, I would know, man, this isn't going to work, or this is definitely a game to somebody, because it's a fucking game. To even think, if you're Lorne, that you would fit into that little group there, that you would fit into this high society, you're fooling yourself. But if you're Lorne Armstrong, you belong there. I don't think he honestly cares what anyone else says around her. I don't think he even takes her into consideration. He would embarrass her at every turn. He would make her feel uncomfortable. He would make everybody around her feel uncomfortable. We've talked about this. If he understood it, if he understood how it would make her feel if he went out there and he acted as he did, he would understand it would not be good for him to go out there, for him or for her. Thankfully, it's never going to happen. But I can't imagine this beautiful actress having an interest in me, and me not doing everything in my power to win her over, everything in my power to be patient, to be hopeful, to be positive. At no point during the entire Cas3y saga has he shown any kind of redeeming qualities whatsoever. He's tried to be cute, tried to be funny every time they've talked. Anytime he wants to start with his line of questioning, he tries to giggle and be giddy like he's cute. It just makes me want to vomit, because we know who he really is. Something else he does in this call, he scolds her and then he says, "Cas3y, if you're a woman and a man talks to you like that, slap the shit out of him. You have my permission. Tell him to give me a call. They're talking to you like you're a child." Then this pedo, who has absolutely nothing going on in his life, disrespects her by just completely blowing off the fact that she didn't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make a special exception to call his probation or parole or whoever it was. Lorne doesn't understand that he's the one who's chasing her. I think he believes they're on an even playing field here, that she wants him just as much as he wants her. They're not together. They've never been together. She said, well, in Lorne's head, they've been together since day one, because we were together before. But they're not together, and Lorne should be doing things in his power. He should be the one asking him, hey, is there any way that you could possibly stay an extra 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes? It would just be doing me a solid. She's gonna call. This will allow me to finally meet this woman I've been trying to court. Lorne is not charming. He's a manipulator with no skills. He's the one getting on the plane. He's the one that's gonna have to fly out there. He's gonna be on her schedule. The first thing he's gonna wanna do when he gets off the plane is get her isolated. Try to get her to come back to wherever he's staying. And you know what he's gonna try to do. You know what he's thinking. Well, we finally saw each other. I'm finally about to lose my virginity. I truly believe that Lorne thinks this is the equivalent of a relative visiting a relative. Not some guy who's going out there to try to win over an actress with some fame. I think he believes he's going to get out there, her schedule will be thrown out the window, her whole life would be on hold, and they'd be on Lorne time, doing what Lorne wanted. Because he has no situational awareness, he wouldn't be able to read the room. She'd be telling him, giving him subtle hints. Women tend to do that. They try to be indirect. They don't want to start a fight. They try to give you signs. And if you don't pick up on them, you're done. Lorne wouldn't pick up on them. And she could look at him in the face and say, Lorne, I need you to back off. Okay? I need you to back off. I need to go work. He wouldn't get it. Well, you're going to get off work early. We're going to do this. No, Lorne, I have a schedule. I will see you when I have free time. He wouldn't understand it. He'd want to know where she was. You know him. He'd end up driving to wherever she was, to the gate, wherever the movie was, and he'd be trying to get through the gate to go see her. Had this unrepentant pedo had a real relationship at least once in his life, He would know what makes a woman mad. He would know what a woman would tolerate and wouldn't tolerate. But we've seen what he's done. He's gone to extremes in the past. He's made stuff up in his head. No means yes to Lorne. I truly believe no means yes. This dude feels he deserves everything. I deserve a fair shot. In his head, I'm pretty sure he expects Casey to pay for everything. He'll pay for the plane ticket, and she has to pay for everything else. If I was invited to see a woman, if one of you guys, let's say we started a relationship, and you invited me out, I would expect to pay for my plane ticket, for my hotel room, for my food, for my rental car. I would be responsible for all of that. I'm pretty sure Lorne thinks he's going to get off the plane, and from that point on, he's not going to have to pay for anything. I mean, he couldn't, but I'm pretty sure that's what he thinks. It just makes no sense for him to think that she's not real, and then to fight so hard to be able to go out and see her. Stop and think about that for a second. I'm not sure if you're real. Now damn it, why can't you get your shit together so that I can come out and see you? The dude supposedly bought a plane ticket, but we know he didn't. He said he had to turn it back in to get a refund. We know he never bought that plane ticket. If she had not called his probation and parole, I'm 100% sure this dude would have given some excuse like, well, I went to buy the plane ticket, but they didn't have anything. Now, maybe he did. Maybe Blue Boy has the photos of the plane ticket. I just have a hard time believing he would have actually ponied up the money. Lorne doesn't get excited about things. He gets anxious. Most people get excited, oh, I can't wait for the day, and they're like texting every once in a while, like, I'm getting really excited, only 3 more days, but not Lorne. He'd be calling over and over, wanting confirmation every 2 seconds that, yes, I still plan on doing that, Lorne. Yes, it's still a go. Yes, everything's fine. I'll text you if it's not. But we know Lorne. He's going to call incessantly. He's never going to stop until he's actually on a plane. But when he's on the plane, if he can make a phone call, he's going to be calling Casey over and over. You're going to be there, right? Just making sure you're going to be there. And he's going to say, we're going directly back to my hotel room. I want to be able to talk to you. Have some time. If I'm Lorne in this situation, I would at least want to address the problems that have been going on. Maybe saying, I really like you. I really want this to work out. Not being able to see you it's just been killing me. And I think once we're together, I just want to prove to you that I'm a good man. But of course, Lorne's not going to say that. He couldn't do it. He doesn't understand that Casey has every right to set the conditions. She has every right to tell him how things are going to go and what to expect. From Ramona all the way to this Casey, his biggest argument has always been, you just need to get to know the real me. We've spent all this time on the phone, but that's not the same as getting to know the real me. He doesn't understand that he can't even be a good person over the phone. Not being in person should make it easier for you to fake it. Should make it easier for you to show someone that you're really not. But you're showing what you're like over the phone. It's going to be 100 times worse when you're face to face. I'd like to say that he would eventually get it. I'd really like to think that he would be able to look around one day and go, wow, I should fix myself because I have nothing else to offer a woman. I can't make her feel comfortable and safe and happy. I can't give her any money. I can't make a woman feel loved. I don't know how to do anything. I'm just this guy living in a trailer praying that one of these women on the other end of the phone is going to end up being my wife. Her not calling probation and parole should have been the last straw for him. He should look back and go, wow, look at all the time I've wasted. I don't have a lot of time left on earth, and I've wasted this much time trying to get this woman, trying to get her in line so that I can come out and see her so that we can try to start a relationship. But he can't because he's so dumb. It is obvious that she doesn't really want him as much as he wants her. He's putting way too much effort in. But again, he's so desperate and pathetic, he doesn't have any other options, so he's going to throw everything he has at this possibility, this improbable situation. I'm really curious how all of this is going to end. I'm curious to see if he figures it out on his own. Or if Casey just finally says, look, man, I have tried to help you. I've tried to do things. I've tried to wake you up. I've done things that should have tipped you off from the beginning. But you fell for it. Like you've been falling for it since day one. Right from the fucking beginning. And I'm also curious to know if after a couple months when nobody's contacted him, if he would try to call her back and say, look, we had a good thing going. Things were going great. I just want to talk to you. I want to get things back on track. I love you, Casey. You may not know it. You say you don't understand it, but I do. Finally, I wondered if Lorne would try to call Casey back. A man would answer, and he would ask the man, can I talk to Casey? Thinking that he would use the voice changer, just like I thought he would call Ember back and say, can I talk to Winnie? Knowing that Winnie is fake, but so desperate, he just wants to talk to that voice that he said he was in love with and that he, quote unquote, got married with. He's so desperate and needy and pathetic. I think I've learned through all of this that Lorne would not do well if his life depended on it. First off, I don't think he would know he was in a situation where his life was in danger. But if he did discover it, we're talking about a cockroach here. He would figure out a way to screw everybody else. In a zombie apocalypse, everybody else in the party would die and Lorne would escape. But I don't think Lorne would realize until it was too late that he was in danger. Because he's so dense. He thinks he's smarter than everybody else. And by the time he realizes what he's done, the situation he's put himself in, it's too late. So, the closing movie in his trilogy would be called Too Late. We learned a lot in that call. We learned that he doesn't understand that screaming and yelling and getting mad at the woman that he's supposed to be going out to see when he needs her to do something is not going to make that happen. So I think Lorne is going to die alone, say it all the time. He just doesn't get it. And if someone had taught him what situational awareness is and how to use it, maybe he wouldn't have been catfished so much. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Hang on, I can't even catch my breath. Hang on.